Well, actually, they'll see you and I wonder how a Sunday night will be.
I know.
On Columbus Day weekend.
What was that?
And it isn't we have a long weekend, I think, because of Columbus Day, right?
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. We still have class tomorrow, so I forgot that it was
Well,
Columbus
I
Day.
wish we did, because I think it keeps people out of trouble. I worry about where are they going to go? Who are they going to see?
Yeah.
I just want us to stay in school.
Yeah, I think there were 12.
Signed up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start. Welcome to the PACAC Keystone Virtual College Exploration. And we welcome Jessie Black from Duquesne University tonight for this session. Thank you for joining us, Jessie, and students. Students, how do you ask questions? We are going to use the Q&A button to type in your questions, and Ms. Black will stop at certain times to answer or answer at the end of her presentation. Your camera and your microphone are off. You are muted so that this panel can be recorded. Remember to sign up for more sessions at pacac.org, and this recording will be available at pacac.org/virtual. And now I'm going to turn the program over to Ms. Black.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening and spending your Sunday evening learning a little bit more about Duquesne University. My name is Jessie. I am one of the assistant directors in the Office of Admission at Duquesne, and I'm really excited to get to share some more information for you today. Like it was already mentioned, please feel free to leave any questions that you may have in the Q&A, and I'll plan to answer those at the end of the presentation. So as any questions come to mind, please feel free to leave that there. I have my contact information on the screen here, so if after the presentation you have any questions or if there's any way that I can help, please feel free to reach out. Both my phone number and email address are listed there, and both are great ways to get a hold of me. So to get us started, a little bit about Duquesne University. We were founded in 1878 by the Puritans, and that is the order of priests who founded Duquesne. So a little fun fact is that we're actually the only Puritan university in the United States, but we're really one of the largest and most comprehensive Catholic universities in the state of Pennsylvania, but also really throughout the United States as well. As you see on this slide here, we are ranked number 15 among national Catholic universities. And while we are Catholic by founding, we're welcoming to all by mission. So you certainly don't have to be Catholic in order to attend Duquesne. About 50% of our students self-identify as being Catholic, and the other 50% come from all different faiths and religious backgrounds. And we're really proud of that religious diversity that we have represented on our campus. In this slide here, this photo that you can see in the back there, that's our chapel. And so we do offer Mass on campus 7 days a week. A lot of days we offer it multiple times in a day. So if you would like to explore your faith while you are at Duquesne, you definitely have opportunities to do so. But our students are not required to attend Mass. So if you don't want to do that, if you don't identify as Catholic, that's perfectly fine as well. The one religious requirement that we do have for our students is that they're all required to take one theology course during their time with us. Our total enrollment at Duquesne is about 9,500 students with about 6,000 undergraduate students. So as you graduate from high school and attend college as a freshman, you would be considered an undergraduate student. And with these numbers, 6,000 undergrad, 9,500 total, we're what you would consider a mid-sized institution. I like to say that we're large enough that we're able to provide a lot of opportunities and resources for our students, but we're also small enough that we're able to provide a really great individualized experience for our students as well. Our students get to know their faculty members really well, and our faculty members get to know our students really well. As you can see on this slide here, our student to faculty ratio is about 14:1 with an average class size of about 28. So we really do try to keep those numbers as low as possible to ensure that our students continue to get that really great individualized experience. Duquesne is located in downtown Pittsburgh, and I really think that our location is something that sets us apart from other institutions, and it's one of my favorite things about Duquesne. We are in downtown Pittsburgh, but our physical location is like right on the edge of the city, and we're located up on a hill that we affectionately call the Bluff. And so while you're up on our campus, you can't really tell that you're in downtown Pittsburgh. You feel like you're on a college campus. You have a very idyllic college campus feel with fountains and greenery, and it's very walking friendly and beautiful. But then you walk down the hill and across the street and you're in downtown Pittsburgh, and you have everything that the city has to offer. Our students have access to all of that. Our location really benefits our students academically and professionally because they have access to internships, job opportunities, clinicals, student teaching, whatever that field experience might look like for your program of study. And it also benefits our students socially because there are a lot of fun things to do in the city as well. Pittsburgh is home to 3 professional sports teams. PPG Paints Arena, where the Pittsburgh Penguins play, is really right across the street from our campus. It's also a really popular concert venue, so our students can sometimes take part in those kinds of activities. Pittsburgh also has an awesome restaurant scene. I know I'm a big foodie, so my favorite part about living in Pittsburgh is getting to explore all of the awesome restaurants. There are some great museums in the city, some great parks, and so while our students aren't in class, they have so many great things within the city of Pittsburgh to explore. As far as academics, at Duquesne, we do have 9 different schools of study with over 80 different majors, and each of our majors fall within those 9 schools of study. I always like to mention that we have quite a few majors for our students to choose from. Maybe you know exactly what you want to do once you graduate from high school and go on to college, and you know exactly what career you want to get into, or maybe you have an idea, and that's great. And maybe you'll begin taking classes in that area and realize it's not quite for you, and that's totally okay. At Duquesne, we have so many different options. So if plan A doesn't work out, you definitely have plan B or plan C to fall back on. Or maybe you have no idea what it is that you want to do, and that's fine too. I know I was undecided whenever I went to college, and at Duquesne, if you come in as an undecided student, you'll work with your academic advisor to kind of figure it out what it is that you want to major in, what your career path might look like, and they can support you through making that decision. Our academic programs are direct entry, so whenever you apply to Duquesne, you will indicate on your application what academic program you'd like to study, and we will consider you for admission directly into that academic program. I had mentioned before about our students having access to internships and things like that, but our students are also getting really great hands-on experience inside the classroom as well. And we have a few new academic programs that we are just beginning to offer. One of those is public health, which right now is an awesome time to be studying public health. We also have a new academic program in data science. And what's really cool is that as new kind of careers emerge and as there are new trends in the job market, at Duquesne, we want to be sure that we are creating academic programs that are preparing students for those jobs. So that is why we have some of those new academic programs. On this slide here, we have listed all of the different academic schools that we have at Duquesne, and I'll talk just briefly about each of those, but if any of you have any specific questions about your particular major, please feel free to put those in the Q&A box. First, we have our School of Natural and Environmental Sciences. That has majors like biology, chemistry, forensic science and law, environmental science. Students within this school have some great opportunities to participate in undergraduate research. At Duquesne, we actually have an undergraduate research symposium that takes place each summer where students have the opportunity to present their own research, which is so cool. Next, we have our School of Health Sciences with majors like physician assistant studies, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology. And something that's pretty unique about these programs is that they are direct entry, either 5-year master's or 6-year doctorate programs. So for example, if you're accepted into the physical therapy program as a freshman, you are accepted into the full length of that 6-year program. There's no need to reapply into the graduate phase of that program. And that includes clinical experiences and a lot of hands-on learning. Next, we have our School of Music, which has majors like music therapy, music education, music performance, music technology, some really great opportunities for students in that school. And there's also opportunities for non-music majors within that school. Maybe you play an instrument in high school and you want to continue playing your instrument recreationally at the college level. At Duquesne, we have choirs and ensembles that non-music majors can join. We also have a music minor, and there are practice rooms that are available for our entire student body to take advantage of. Next, we have our School of Liberal Arts with majors like history, psychology, sociology, political science. And no matter what your major at Duquesne, you will take classes through our College of Liberal Arts, through our university core requirements. You might also have heard of the term general education. University core is basically Duquesne's version of that, and that ensures that all of our students get a really great, well-rounded education while they're with us. Next, we have the School of Business with majors like marketing, management, accounting, finance. Our School of Business is AACSB accredited, which is the highest level of accreditation any school business can have, and our business students have access to some really awesome internships within the Pittsburgh area. We have our School of Education with early childhood, middle level, and secondary education. And our education students are actually doing observations in classrooms around the Pittsburgh area beginning in their freshman year. So really right off the bat, they're getting some awesome experiences that are going to really help to prepare them whenever they have a classroom of their own. Next, we have our School of Nursing, which is a direct entry 4-year BSN program. That direct entry piece is super important. Again, there's no reapplying within our nursing program to get into the clinical phase of the program or, in your junior and senior years. If you're accepted into our nursing program as a freshman, you are in our nursing program for the entire 4 years you've been accepted for. Next, we have our School of Law, which is a graduate program, but if you are an undergraduate student who eventually wants to go to law school, we have some awesome resources available for you. We have a pre-law certificate that students can work toward. We have a Center for Pre-Law that helps to support students who eventually want to go to law school. And we also have a 3+3 law program. So if you major in anything within the College of Liberal Arts or the School of Business, you can actually earn your bachelor's degree and your law degree in 6 years instead of the typical 7 that it would take. And then lastly, we have our School of Pharmacy, which is an early assurance 6-year PharmD program. So another really awesome program within the healthcare world that is available for our students. Again, if you have any questions about your specific major, please feel free to put those in the Q&A and I will answer any of those at the end. So a little bit about study abroad. I know it seems kind of silly right now to be talking about traveling internationally, but I'm very hopeful that in the near future, our students will have the opportunity to study abroad again. We have quite a few different options at Duquesne. We have over 30 different semester-long programs for our students to choose from in a variety of different countries and cities. 2 of the most popular study abroad options that our students have are our own Duquesne campus, which is in Rome, Italy. And then we also have a learning center in Dublin, Ireland. So those are definitely not the only 2 to choose from, but probably the 2 most popular options that we have. And students have the opportunity to study abroad for different lengths of time. So whenever you think of study abroad, you might think of the typical semester-long experience, and that is absolutely an option at Duquesne. We also offer a Maymester program where students can study abroad for the month of May. It's kind of a shortened study abroad experience where for that month they might take 1 to 2 courses abroad. We have summer programs that are normally specific to the student's major. And then we also have a spring breakaway option where students actually take a class at Duquesne in Pittsburgh in their spring semester, and then that class will have a travel component built into it. So for that week of spring break, you would continue what you've been learning throughout the semester in a different country. So different areas of the world that our students can study abroad and different lengths of time. And I also always like to mention that no matter what your major is at Duquesne, you do have the opportunity to study abroad. There are some majors where there's a specific semester that it works best to study abroad, or some majors it works best to do a summer program or a Maymester or a spring breakaway. But just know that if studying abroad is something that you definitely want to do, you can make that happen at Duquesne. Living on campus, we have 7 different residence halls. We have community style residence halls, suite style, and apartment style. In this photo on the screen right now, that is a photo of Duquesne Towers, which is actually our largest residence hall on campus. We do require that first and second year students live on campus with us. And then beginning in your junior year, you would have the option to live off campus if you wanted, or you could continue to live on campus as well. We do have housing for upperclassmen available. But we have about 3,900 students that live on our campus. So it's a very vibrant community of students living and learning together. And it's a really awesome experience for our students to live on campus. As far as dining, we have 12 different dining locations, a variety of sit down and grab and go options. We have a Starbucks on campus, which is super popular with the college students. We have a Chick-fil-A, which is another really popular option. A restaurant called Cinco Cantina, which is kind of our version of like a Chipotle or a Moe's. We have our Hogan Dining Hall, which is actually located in this residence hall. So very convenient for students to get to. And that dining hall is the typical kind of you swipe in and then it's all you can eat with all different sorts of stations and options. But our on-campus dining will work with students if you have any dietary restrictions to make sure that you are still well fed while you're on campus. And as you might see on this slide, we're consistently ranked one of the best colleges for our food by the Daily Meal. I think last year we were ranked number 17. So the food on campus is really great. I know as an employee, I can definitely get behind that whenever I forget to pack my lunch. It's a good day because I get to eat the food on campus. And so it is really great, and there are a lot of different options. At Duquesne, we have over 250 different student organizations. And those organizations range from religious organizations, multicultural organizations, political organizations, academic and professional organizations. We have social organizations like Greek Life. So lots of different things to choose from. And I always really encourage students to get involved on campus. There's a lot of research that suggests that students who are more involved on campus, they tend to have higher GPAs, higher retention rates, they're more engaged with their faculty members. So a lot of positive things can come from getting involved on campus, and it's also a really great way to make friends and have a good time. As far as safety and wellness, we do often get questions about the safety on campus because we are in a downtown location. But we have our Duquesne University Police, more affectionately known as DUPO, and they are a fully staffed and fully accredited police department who 24/7, 365 days a year are patrolling our campus and the surrounding areas to ensure that our campus community remains safe. We also have a blue light system on campus that students can use if they ever feel like they're in an unsafe situation. All of our residence halls require swipe access, and they also all have front desk attendants that are there to make sure that the only people in our residence halls are the people who need to be there. So we are definitely making proactive choices to ensure the safety of our students. We also have the Office of Health Services, which is located in our Duquesne Union. So it's very convenient for students to access. So if any of our students are ever feeling sick or need to see a physician, they're able to do that right on campus, and they can actually do same-day appointments. And they can actually also pick up their prescriptions there. They don't need to send them out to a pharmacy, which again is very convenient. And then lastly, we have our Counseling and Wellbeing Center, which is a resource that I highly recommend that students use whenever they need to. They offer both group and one-on-one counseling. And as far as career preparation, we want you to come to Duquesne. We want you to have an awesome experience while you're here, but we do not want you to stay forever. We want you to graduate, and we want you to get those great jobs that you've been working so hard for. And our Center for Career Development does an excellent job in helping to prepare students for that next step. They work with students from everything from career exploration, if maybe you're not quite sure what it is that you want to do, all the way through to connecting students with businesses and organizations for internships or jobs. They can help with resume building, cover letter writing, interview skills, and really everything in between. They hold job and internship fairs on campus each semester. And something that's really special about these resources is that they are lifelong. So even after you've graduated from Duquesne, even years after you've graduated, you can continue to utilize the Center for Career Development if you're ever looking for a new job or trying to switch careers or anything like that. And I'm going to transition to talk a little bit about our application. So if you have any questions about anything that I've gone over so far, anything about what we offer at Duquesne, please feel free to put that in the Q&A. And now I'll begin talking a little bit about our application for the fall of 2021. So at Duquesne, we have what's called rolling admission. And essentially what that means is the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll hear back on whether or not you have been admitted. So throughout the year, we continue to receive applications, we continue to review those applications, and we continue to send out admission decisions on a rolling basis. The one exception to that is our Physician Assistant Studies program. So if you are interested in our PA program, that has an application deadline of December 1st. And then students who have applied to the PA program before December 1st will be notified whether or not they've been admitted by February 1st. So that's the one exception. All of our other programs are on what we call rolling admission. So you can apply to Duquesne in one of two different ways. We have our own Duquesne application that you can access through our website at duq.edu/apply, or you can apply through the Common App. On our end, it doesn't matter which way you apply. It's really just whatever is going to be most convenient for you. Generally, what I would recommend is if you're applying to a few different schools that are all on the Common App, then completing the Common App to apply to Duquesne is probably going to be the easiest option for you or the most convenient. If you're not applying to any other schools that are on the Common App, because not every school is a member of the Common App, then applying through our own Duquesne application will probably be the most kind of straightforward way to apply. After you submit your application, you'll be able to access your applicant portal, and in there you'll be able to see any other items that we need in order to complete your application. For all of our students, we'll require that you submit your high school transcript. We like to see what classes you've taken in high school, how you've done in those classes, what your GPA is, that sort of thing. All of our programs for the fall of 2021 are test optional. So no matter what major you're applying to, you can apply as test optional if you would like. Or if you've taken the SAT or ACT and would like to submit test scores, you can do that as well. You'll be able to indicate on your application whether you would like to be considered for test optional admission or if you would like to submit those test scores. And then some of our academic programs will require that you submit letters of recommendation and an essay. And if you're applying to a program that does require those, that will be listed in your applicant portal. And you can actually upload items directly onto that applicant portal. So once you have applied and you've submitted all your materials, we'll be able to review your application to ensure that you meet our admission standards. Generally, we like to see that our students have a minimum of about a 3.0 GPA in high school, and we do take your weighted GPA. So if you're taking honors and AP courses, we want to give you credit for taking those more challenging courses, and so we do take your weighted GPA. generally A's and B's are what we're looking for. And then if you choose to send in test scores, generally we're looking for about a 1080 on the SAT or a 21 on the ACT. But again, you can apply as test optional and be considered for any of our academic programs without test scores. We do a holistic application review, so we consider all factors whenever you're applying. If you submit an essay, letters of recommendation, anything like that, they will be considered. And then after you have applied, we will automatically consider you for our merit-based scholarships. There's no need to complete an additional scholarship application, no need to write a special scholarship essay or anything like that to be considered. We will automatically consider you for our merit-based scholarships based on your application for admission. So we will review your high school GPA, test scores if you submit those, to determine what your merit-based scholarship will be, and you'll be notified of that scholarship on your acceptance letter. Another very important piece of the college application process is to complete your FAFSA, or the free application for federal student aid. You'll go to fafsa.gov to complete that, and now that it's officially October, you are able to begin completing that. And that is how you would become eligible for any need-based aid, so any federal or state grants and loans and things like that. Going back to the application piece, we have a priority application deadline of November 15th in order to be considered for the maximum amount of scholarship. So I highly encourage that our students that are interested in applying to Duquesne complete their application before November 15th so that they can be considered for the maximum amount of scholarship. Of course, if you apply after that November 15th, we will definitely still consider you for admission, and you will definitely still be considered for an academic scholarship. But in order to be considered for that maximum scholarship amount, I would encourage you to apply before November 15th. And Duquesne is ranked a best value school by US News and World Report. We are actually ranked number 4 within the state of Pennsylvania for being a best value school. So our students are definitely seeing a return on their investment whenever they choose to attend Duquesne. And that just about wraps up everything that I have. Let me see if we have any questions here in the Q&A. It doesn't look like it. If you think of any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's a Sunday evening, so you may have homework to get to or whatever the case may be, football. Thank you so much for hanging out with me a little bit this evening. I enjoyed talking to you a little bit more about Duquesne, and if you think of any other questions after we get off the call, please feel free to contact me via email or phone number.
Thank you so much, Jessie. And I needed to go to the next slide, but I just want to tell our students.
Apologize. It looks like we do have one question.
Oh, okay, great.
Here that just came through. What is the SAT requirement as well as the GPA? So we are test optional, so you can actually apply without test scores at all. Generally, we're looking for a minimum of a 3.0 GPA. Depending what academic program you're applying for, that could vary. For example, if you're applying for one of our academic programs in the sciences or the health sciences, we want to see specifically how you've done in math and science classes in high school to ensure that you are well prepared for the math and science courses you would be taking with that program. But generally, a 3.0 GPA is what we're looking for. And then if you choose to submit SAT scores, if you've had the opportunity to test and you're proud of your scores, you want to submit them, we generally like to see a minimum of a 1080 on the SAT. That was a great question. Any other questions? Oh, you're welcome.
I will try this one more time.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And you can certainly reach out to Ms. Black through her contact information, and she will have your contact information with any questions. They've always been very helpful in the college process, helping students. When we close this, you'll get a quick survey, 4 questions. Please answer them and sign up for some more sessions. The Keystone Exploration lasts until November, and a recording of tonight's presentation will be available in pacac.org/virtual. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.